And coming up on Common Agenda, we're in front of a green screen, you're watching your TV screen.
And we all screen for ice cream. Stay tuned.
Welcome, 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 kids, to America's hottest show, The Common Agenda. I'm your host, Sam Howell, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm sorry your life was in shambles up until now, but seriously, folks, we're here to tell you all about what's going on around Emerson. We've got the inside scoop on Emerson-related news and all the exciting events coming up around campus, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Congratulations to the students, staff, and alumni of Emerson College, Los Angeles, who took part in the 29th Annual AIDS Walk Los Angeles on October 13th. The walk benefited AIDS Project Los Angeles, an organization dedicated to helping those living with AIDS. Decked out in purple Emerson LA t-shirts, 30 members of the Emerson community joined in the 10K walk. They raised over $2,000 in support of the cause, part of the $2.5 million that the walk raised overall. Way to make a difference, Emersonians. And the government is up and running again, not that anyone really noticed its absence in the first place, but that said, a couple good things did come out of it. Several journalism students at Emerson wrote coverage of the shutdown for Boston.com. Boston.com is the most viewed news outlet in New England, so it's kind of a big deal that Emerson students got in on that. The material that got covered included interactive maps and 2 articles based on interviews the students conducted. These Emerson sophomores and juniors are already writing for major news outlets, so there is hope for us all. The National Broadcasting Society is excited to present a talk back with Vin DeBona this Wednesday, October 23rd, in the Tufte Performance and Production Center. From 10 to 11 a.m., Mr. DeBona will speak about his time at Emerson before going on to creating hit shows like MacGyver and America's Funniest Home Videos. The event will include Mr. DeBona being interviewed by a visual media arts faculty member, Tom Kingdon, followed by questions from the audience. Doors open at 9:45 a.m., but get there fast. This is an event you won't want to miss. A recent Emerson graduate is making waves in the local theater community. The Boston Globe just published a short interview with Jared Brown of the class of 2013. Brown has caught the eye of the local theater community recently following his, quote, fiery yet nuanced performance as an aspiring hip-hop artist named Julian in Idris Goodwin's How We Got On, which was held at Company One. The interview goes on to highlight Jared's influences, the moment he knew he wanted to act, his biggest thrill, and more. Jared will appear this spring as Sylvius in Actors Shakespeare Project's production of As You Like It. Congratulations on your success, Jared. May we all be so lucky as to fall into career-making work right after college. And lastly, Boston.com recently included 2011 graduate Evie Chen in their list of top 25 innovators under 25. Chen, originally from China, noticed that traditional iced tea as we know it doesn't exist over there. As such, she decided to launch her own business venture, Tea Curvy. Chen's cold brew tea is produced right here in Boston, and its popularity is growing by the day. During her time at Emerson, Evie won the 2010 Emerson Experience in Entrepreneurship Exposition. So once again, let's wish one of our peers congratulations as we all contemplate ways to one-up them. And let's see what Jamie Sanders has for us in studio today. What's good, Jamie?
Well, Sam, I'm good. I'm super duper good because I'm in here with Noah Aust, who is the man and possibly also myth and legend behind the BFA film known as How to Make a Nightmare. Welcome to the show, Noah.
Oh, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Well, okay, How to Make a Nightmare. It's not a How to Make a Nightmare. It is a movie. What is it?
Right, so How to Make a Nightmare is my BFA film. It's a short film, kind of this dark, twisted fairy tale about creatures who make nightmares. So it follows these 2 monsters who are creating these nightmares and just tormenting this woman, and then one of the monsters starts falling in love with her. It's kind of this twisted love story.
That sounds like every romance I've ever had. However, my love life aside, what I really love about this is that it is a multimedia project with some of it being live action and other parts of it being stop motion. What was it like bringing those 2 sections together?
It was cool. Just as an artist, I do a lot of visual art. I do film. I do all kinds of different stuff, and now stop motion. So it's cool, kind of trying to bring those aesthetics together. I did live action last semester. Then I did stop motion just by myself over the summer, and then I did more live action this semester.
And did you face any challenges making a cohesive piece at all? Were there any challenges of, say, bringing the makeup of the live action into the stop motion?
It was a fun challenge. They're totally different work processes because the stop motion was literally just like me in a dark garage, just letting my subconscious pour out onto the screen. And then when you're doing the live action part, it's like a huge crew. It's like everybody bringing their own stuff to the pot. So it's really kind of interesting and a learning experience to see how the two processes are different and how they gel together.
Well, I'm sure that after hearing this, people are going to want to learn more. So is there a site that people can go to learn more about this?
Yeah, I've been updating the production blog. It's howtomakeanightmare.tumblr.com. So you can check that out for more information on the film until it comes out.
Very cool. And are there any other things that I heard there was going to be a companion book?
Yeah, I'm also working on kind of a book of illustrations, concept art, kind of this crazy lookbook that'll accompany the film. So yeah, there'll be that.
Cool. And that'll be coming out in the next couple of months. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on the show. I am going to watch it as soon as I can. And right now we're going to send it over to Claire Kerr, who sat down with alumni Pat Bartavian, nothing, who owns the antique shop next to P. Rowe. Claire Kerr has the story for us, for sure.
Hello, this is Claire Kerr with Common Agenda's After Emerson. Today we have an exciting interview with Pat Bartavian, who is the owner of Bartavian Incorporated at 160 Boylston Street next to Emerson College. Hello, I'm here with Pat Bartavian inside her store, Bartavian Incorporated. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you for coming.
So let me start out by asking you, being right next door to Emerson at 160 Boylston Street, what has it been like to see Emerson evolve over the years? I mean, you graduated in 1944 and a lot has happened.
We're just thrilled with the way we've gone. We're so excited about how Emerson is developing and the wonderful people that are coming out of Emerson. It's some of the most special people in America come from Emerson background.
Oh, we're happy to hear you say that. Well, how has your personal experience at Emerson, how did that help contribute to your career as a business owner and all of your other careers along the way that you've had?
Well, we felt that everything we learned at Emerson helped us to make better judgments and decisions as we came along. And we were so excited to have that opportunity.
Now, I understand that you had a past Hollywood career before you came back here and took over your father's store, who started the store in 1910, correct? Yeah. Could you give us some background on your exciting Hollywood career with your sister? I know that you...
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. They were having auditions at that time. WEEI, the radio station, used to be right down the street here on Boylston Street. So we took our guitars, we played Martin guitars, and went down and auditioned. And on our way home, we live out in town, we were going to take the Back Bay Railroad. It was in February and the street was a little icy, so we were hurrying and we fell down.
Oh.
And as we fell down, we knocked down a few of the people that were waiting. So while we're all picking each other up, one of the people we knocked down was a booking agent. So he thought that was so funny. He said, come down to my studio. And we went to the office the next morning, and a week later we were on the train to Hollywood.
Thank you again so much for
Thank you
being
for
with us.
asking
And
me.
yeah.
I'd be glad to help anytime.
Once again, this is After Emerson on Common Agenda. Thank you.
Hey there, kittens. I'm JD Knapp, here to tell you about the wild and crazy upcoming events Emerson has to offer. Let's get started. Do you like animation? Well, how about short films? How about both? Well, this Thursday, October 24th, the Animation Show of Shows will be occurring from 8 to 11 p.m. in room 503 of the Anson Building. Presented by Acme Filmworks founder Ron Diamond, the showcase of animated shorts is a must-see. Not to mention there'll be free pizza, so come on down and bring all your friends this Thursday night. Are you looking for an internship? Well, come on down to the Fall 2013 Internship Fair tomorrow, October 23rd at the Courtyard Marriott Boston Tremont Hotel. Stop by anytime between 1 and 4 p.m. and meet with up to 50 potential employers looking for spring and summer interns. Please dress professionally and bring extra copies of your resume to hand out. The Emerson Comedy Collective Inside Joke is hosting a stand-up event that doesn't just display comedians from Emerson. Boston's best in college comedy, features students from Suffolk, Northeastern, Tufts, and even Harvard. The event is Thursday night at 8 in the Cabaret, and it should prove to be hilarious. This is the first event of this nature to be hosted at Emerson in a good while, and it should be fantastic to see familiar and unfamiliar faces telling a good old joke. Also, maybe there might be something we're better at Harvard than. So anything's possible in comedy, kiddies. As Emerson students, we understand the importance of a solid Netflix marathon, and apparently, so does the Board of Overseers. Thursday at 4 in the Cabaret, Dan Black, the chairman of the Board of Overseers, will host a discussion entitled Netflix, Hulu, Pandora, and Spotify, How Digital Distribution Channels Are Changing Television and Music Industry. Okay, that was a mouthful, but the subject matter is actually pretty interesting and is becoming increasingly relevant. The panelists include people from Disney, the Krantz Media Group, and even Kevin Bright because we put him in all the things. All the things. And this Thursday night, Emerson Social Peace and Justice is sponsoring a screening of Half the Sky. America Ferrera, Ava Mendez, and even a few A-list celebrities come together to travel around the world advocating for women's rights and empowerment. Shot in 10 different countries, this 40-minute condensed documentary follows women and young girls across the world living in difficult circumstances in an attempt to overcome them. So come on down from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in the multipurpose room of Piano Row. It's gonna be great. And have you heard of the Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy yet? No? Well, why not? Here's Alex Smith to show you how great it is.
Hey Emersonians, I'm Alex Smith, here reporting for Stage Spotlight. It's time to take things off the stage and head behind the scenes. That's right, I'm talking about the exciting world of costume design. Let's catch up with Haley Vigil, the designer on an M-Stage production, Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy.
So you're the costume designer for Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy. Tell us a little bit about the show.
Basically, it's story set in 1912 Maine, and it's the story of this boy who moves to a new town and meets a girl from a neighboring island, and issues of race and whatnot in the time period. For this show, the period makes a huge difference. I mean, it's set in 1912, so the costumes really make you feel in that world, and you can understand the time period and what's going on in that point of view.
What is the creative process from initial design to final product?
Well, first, I read the script, and then I meet with the director and the other designers, and from there we kind of come up with an idea of a concept and where we want, like, what exactly we want to focus on about the show. And so from there, I start doing research on the period, research about the characters and things like that. And once I get that together, that's when I start sketching, and that's when I start pulling concept ideas and get colors together. And then once the design is finalized, start taking measurements of actors. We do fittings, and I pull costumes and go shopping and pick patterns, pick what I'm gonna make, what we're gonna buy places.
What makes Lizzie Bright different from any other Emerson stage productions?
Lizzie Bright is a theater for young audiences show, so basically the story itself is more for kids, or the themes and the way it's told is told in a way that younger audiences can understand, and to explain these like deeper racial themes to them.
When can audiences expect to see your work up on the stage?
We open October 31st through November 4th in the Semel Theater, so check us out.
We'll be sure to be there.
Be sure to check out Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy when it goes up at the end of the month. Thanks for tuning in for another segment of Stage Spotlight. I'm Alex Smith, signing off.
That's all we've got for you today on Common Agenda, Awesome Nerds. I'm your host, Sam Howell. Make sure you tune in for Thursday's show. I mean, I won't be on it, but I'm sure it's still good. And if not, take to the streets and riot, my friends. Riot with the intensity of 1,000 dying suns. Sam Howell, signing off.